Hello and welcome to another video from 55 degrees north, and today I'm right here in the heart of Newcastle city centre. You've walked these streets, had a pint in the Bigg market, shopped in Granger Town, but did you know you're standing on forgotten foundations of centuries of trade, noise and life? This is the story of Newcastle Upon Tyne's lost markets. To understand the heartbeat of early 19th century Newcastle, you have to picture the sound of hooves echoing through the cobbled streets, the lowing of cattle and the cries of traders closing deals over livestock. It was on the 27th of July 1830 that Newcastle's official sheep and cattle markets were first established. Before this, the city's butchers would make the trip to Moorcliff Market, a few miles to the north, to source their animals. For decades, Moorcliff was the region's premier trading ground for livestock, but that changed, and quickly. Once Newcastle opened its own market, it began to flourish. The city was booming with industry, demand for meat rose fast, and soon outpaced Moorcliff, becoming the North East's primary livestock hub. These markets were held every Tuesday, turning the western part of the city into a hive of rural commerce. Cattle and sheep were driven from their surrounding farms and moorlands. Farmers and drovers would arrive at dawn, many having walked for miles with their herds. You can almost imagine the chaos, animals penned in wooden enclosures, deals shouted across the crowd, and the unmistakable scent of livestock in the air. In 1842, something changed again, but this time architecturally. The market keeper's office and toll house was built, a functional yet elegant stone structure designed by none other than John Dobson, one of Newcastle's most celebrated architects. Though much of the original market site has vanished beneath the International Centre for Life, the market keeper's office still stands quietly watching over the space that once teemed with life. It's now a Grade 2 listed building, officially recognised for its historic and architectural value. Let's step back further to 1401, when the first mention of Clough Market Gate. Gate simply meant street, and this one was bustling with wool merchants in the Middle Ages. By the 17th century, clough gave way to meat. The Clough Market had transformed into the flesh market, where fresh meat fed thousands, from keelmen and pitmen to shipwrights and sailors. As reported by John Bourne in 1736, the market was held every Saturday, in stalls supplying provisions across Newcastle and its booming industries. In 1808, a new butcher market was built nearby on what we now know as Grey Street. Then in 1829, the area was officially renamed the Clough Market once again, echoing its medieval past. Gradually, homes were replaced by public houses and workshops, some of which still stand proudly today. The name Bigg might sound odd, but it has ancient roots. Bigg is a hardy variety of barley grown in the north and Scotland since Neolithic times. Oats or groats came later, introduced during the Roman era and becoming the main cereal crop by the 17th century. The Bigg Market and Groat Market were named for the crops once sold there. Originally, Newcastle's corn market sat inconveniently at the foot of Pilgrim Street, but in 1852 it moved to the spacious area by St Nicholas's Church, near where the oats and barley were traded. This was the beaten grain heart of Newcastle. Today, the Bigg Market is better known for its bars and restaurants, and its role as the starting point of the iconic Braden races on the 9th of June. There are still over 30 listed buildings whisper stories of its agricultural past. Another once private market was the Green Market, located just off Newgate Street across from St Andrew's Church. It began as an open-air market, later housed in Green Court, right beside the new Butcher's Market built in 1808. But that all changed in the 1830s when developer Richard Granger reshaped the city. the Green Market moved to Clayton Street, opposite the new Granger Market, and by 1976 a new indoor Green Market was opened and connected to the new Eldon Square shopping centre. However, the march of progress continued. The Clayton Street Green Market closed in 2007, and by 2011, after a temporary relocation, it had shut for good. Some traders found new homes in the Granger Market, others sadly did not. On the east side of the Exchange once stood the Maison de Dieu, or House of God, built in 1412 by Roger Fortin. By 1823, the building had fell into disrepair. In its place rose a stunning fish market, designed by John Dobson, built deep into the original bed of the River Tyne. Its semicircular stone benches, iron columns and ornamental railings made it one of the finest architectural gems of the city. With 6 fountains, a powerful pump system and 36 fish stalls, it not only cleaned up the Sandhills clutter but transformed the entrance to the quayside. By 1880, a newer purpose-built fish market was erected. Today, it's a Grade 2 listed building, preserving its legacy. Nestled on the western end of Sandgate, the Milk Market was one of Newcastle's lesser known yet deeply important markets. It served the daily needs of the city's people for well over a century. First recorded in the Common Council books of 1717, it began as a simple open-air affair, but it quickly became a bustling hub of life and trade. In its early days, the Milk Market operated every day, providing locals with fresh dairy products, particularly milk and butter, along with meat sourced from nearby slaughterhouses. These weren't just goods, they were essentials for families, tradesmen and labourers living and working in the east end of Newcastle. Its proximity to slaughterhouses and beef shops and to the quayside shipping routes made it a prime location for swift and affordable trade. For the working class of Newcastle, stafemen, colliers, dock workers, this market wasn't just convenient, it was vital. As time passed and Newcastle evolved, so did the market. By the late 19th century, the Milk Market had shifted from daily trade to a Saturday market, expanding its offerings well beyond dairy. Here you could find not just food, but second-hand tools, old clothes, boots and even remnants of mercy, textiles and sewing goods, often sold cheaply and reused in working class households. Before I wrap this video up, please let me know your thoughts on the lost markets of Newcastle in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up, as it really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on 55 Degrees North.